Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm not doing so great because I think I just came to a realization that everyone else kinda came to a while ago, and that's about Fazbear Frights. You see, I think I'm finally realizing just how crazy it's been. See, in every video I've done on Fazbear Frights for the past year, probably more by this point, when did Bunny Call come out? Hang on, let's find out, shall we? Bunny Call release date. September 2020. Whoo! I'm getting old. Okay, so today I want to cover this really peculiar thing that's going on. I think Fazbear Frights has sort of just gone insane. See, this series is one that I've really enjoyed. It's probably one of my favorite things to come out of FNAF in recent years. And it's just kinda gotten weird, and some might say bad. The first 4 books I think were great, were generally amazing apart from one story that I won't mention. But Bunny Call is where things started to get weird. Bunny Call in and of itself had some really great stories, but there was one little oddball in there that was just a little bit crazy, a little bit wacky, a little bit, you know, a little bit... What is this? Okay, yeah, the story I'm talking about is In the Flesh. I just looked it up, and I find this weird show that came out in 2013. What is this? This drama centers on teenage zombie Kieran Walker,
who returns home after his death in 2009 to a less than warm welcome. He's part of a zombie group that had been reanimated and treated for PDS, partially deceased syndrome, but the zombie-hating human volunteer force, which are backed by local churchman Vicar Audie, are adamant in their stance against the Rogers despite the government's agenda of acceptance and tolerance. Kieran must confront the community that rejected him and deal with haunting flashbacks.
It's rated really well. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, In the Flesh is kind of where this whole thing started going wrong. I thought it was actually pretty neat. I thought, you know, maybe the whole pregnant thing, you know, giving birth to Springtrap was a little bit crazy, a little bit on the weird side, but, you know, boy, did I have no idea. But first, this video is sponsored by Elementia Studios merch. That's right, we have merch. We've got a couple different designs. We've got just the logo, you know, because of course. We've got a little inside joke from some past videos that you might like. The whole I'll poke you thing, which I will do if you don't buy this stuff. I'm just kidding, you can do whatever you want, it's okay. It's okay, do whatever you want, it's fine. We've got some FNAF themed stuff because I know that's what you guys are into, it's what I'm into. Some cool designs that I worked on myself and some that are created by the much more talented subscribers of the channel. It's legitimately really cool. Of course, that's obviously a very biased opinion, but you can find out for yourself with the link in the description. And let me know your thoughts on new designs. I want to hear what you guys would want to see. Anyway, back to the video. Anyway, everything else in that book was great. I think everyone loved the rest of the stories. In the Flesh was a little bit controversial, but I enjoyed it, and I think a lot of other people did. But then it just kind of kept happening. The next book, Blackbird, came out 2 months later, as is traditional for these books. Hide and Seek was a nightmare. We got the Cliffs. Cliffs had He Told Me Everything, which features the villain known as Fazgoo. It is literally slime, but it has the word Faz in front of it. Keep in mind, at this point, I still loved the series. I still thought, you know, this was just a weird, you know, a couple weird stories here and there. It wasn't going to keep going. We even got Gumdrop Angel, and Gumdrop Angel was, it was pretty good. I think we can all agree that the stories in Gumdrop Angel were pretty much pretty good. Right? We got some actual FNAF-related stories again, and then we got the Puppet Carver, and everyone hates the Puppet Carver. The Puppet Carver is barely FNAF-related. We have, I guess, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria in, I think, one of the stories. And in the other 2 stories, there is very little semblance of a connection to FNAF, and the stories themselves are just kinda crazy. Just kinda wacky. And now, we come to the latest book in the series, Friendly Face. This book was supposed to have a story for Andrew, just like we got a story for Jake. You know, the 2 kids in the Stitch Wraith, they're kind of buddy-buddy. Jake controls the top, Andrew controls the bottom. It's actually kind of like, you know, that how kids would, like, sneak into the movies in, like, a long trench coat. Pretty sure that only happened in the movies, but it was a thing. It's kind of like that. We got a story for Jake with his backstory, and we were gonna get one for Andrew as well. The description on the back of the book mentioned Andrew by name. And then recently, like a couple weeks before the book's release, the name was changed to Edward. Okay. maybe just a little error. Maybe, you know, instead of typing Edward, they misplaced the E for an A, and the D for an N, and the W for a D, and the R for a W, I think? I lost track, but maybe, you know, it's a simple typo. Simple little mix-up, right? And then the story, maybe it's good either way. No, this is another controversial story. I haven't read it, because the book isn't out yet. I haven't read any of the summaries. Don't want spoilers, please, in the comments. Apparently it's pretty wacky. But nothing compared to the next story, which is called Sea Bonnies. Sea Bonnies, the newest story in Fazbear Frights. What's the description for Sea Bonnies, please? Yeah. Summaries are all here, by the way, if you want to read them. Act in haste, repent at leisure. Okay, yeah, we have the Edward story. Sea Bonnies. Mott. No one is named Mott. But this is even more crazy. Listen to this. Mott flushes his brother's creepy new pets, presumably down the toilet. But the creatures have other plans. What do you think is going to happen? Keep in mind, I still have not read the summary. Either they're going to come out of the toilet and be these, like, monster things from the toilet, or maybe he's going to get sucked into the toilet or something. I don't know. All I know is this story revolves around a kid named Mott, Bonnies from the sea, and a toilet. This is the state that Fazbear Frights is in now. And the next story is also pretty controversial. I don't know what happened with this series. I don't know how it turned out this way. I think all this time I've kind of been trying to convince myself it's not too bad, but I just had a wake-up call at 3 a.m. last night, and I kind of realized, you know what? This series is kind of insane. It's kind of a little bit crazy, a little bit wacky, a little bit woo. And I don't know what to do about it. My personal theory is they just wanted more books, but they didn't really have the ideas for them, and they just kind of threw something out there. That's my idea, anyway. I don't know. Let's take a look. People who read Fazbear Frights number 10, Friendly Face, or its summaries without spoilers, what are your thoughts on the book? This is on r/5 Nights at Freddy's. The title story is excellent, brutal, and heartbreaking. Okay, pretty neat. I would say I'm in the minority of people who enjoyed the more absurd stories up until this point. So did I. I even enjoyed He Told Me Everything despite it feeling nothing like FNAF. However, the new stories reach a point of absurdity that makes everything feel so disjointed from the source material that the connection to it almost feels like an insult. You probably heard the discussion around Sea Bonnies, and it's rightfully earned said discussion. This story feels like the climax of Scott's insanity and manages to make somebody giving birth to Springtrap feel like a standard FNAF story. If you're a fan of short-form horror in general and enjoy Goosebumps' level of absurdity from time to time, you'll love the book as a whole. If you're a FNAF fan, or at least somebody who's enjoyed the book since this point, I would skip this one. It's not a bad book, but it's got nothing for you. You know, the FNAF fan, it's got nothing for you. The epilogue is kind of neat, though. The epilogues are the best part, I think, at this point. This has to be a troll, right? This has to be a troll. This entire thing must be a troll of some kind, right? The problem with Fazbear Frights, I'm not even gonna read that one. I know. I think I'll leave it at that. I think I'll let you guys discuss this in the comments. Let me know what you think about this wacky, crazy situation. I'm gonna read Friendly Face. I'm gonna keep doing the audiobooks, and I'm gonna be very confused while doing so. See you next time, buddy, pal.